Hey guys, Marcinkin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to talk about the two banners upcoming, the main event, I guess you could say, of the anniversary. We know from the dates that we saw yesterday, from the producer letter with the countdown and everything, the anniversary should be starting on the 6th, and the LR banners will release on the 7th. I don't know why they do this, where like, you know, let's be honest, the main, most hyped thing about the anniversary is summoning for the new anniversary units. So it's kind of weird that the anniversary technically starts, and there's like a couple of things you can do on the first day, but, you know, the big thing is the next day when the LRs come out. So, there obviously are going to be two banners. It's an LR Dual Dokkan Fest. We have the LR Super Saiyan Gods, Super Saiyan God Goku and God Vegeta, and then the other banner, of course, is the LR Super Saiyan 4s. Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. They fuse into Gogeta with their active skill and they remain as Gogeta, whereas the Gods have an active skill where they transform into Super Saiyan Blue, and then they do have an active skill ability you can use where they fuse into Blue Gogeta just for an attack, and then go back to being unfused afterwards. I'm sure most of you know this already. I feel like it's very unlikely. Let me know down below if there is anyone watching this who doesn't follow anything of JP, so doesn't really know anything about the anniversary units. I would be quite surprised, but who knows? Maybe there is somebody out there. So the point of this video, as you can tell by the title, we are going to talk about which of these two banners is better and which one is more valuable to summon on. Now, I should point out straight away, this is not going to boil down to a very simple, like, who is better, the Gods or the Super Saiyan 4s? Because that is a debate that is probably still going on even now, that people have been having ever since the anniversary came out on JP. My understanding from what people generally say and from what I've seen in videos is that the LR Gods are technically slightly better with some of the things that they have in their kit over the Super Saiyan 4s, but I do know a lot of people, myself included, prefer the animations for the Super Saiyan 4s. I also am a much bigger fan of the Super Saiyan 4 form than I am Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue, as much as I do like them, but I do like the Super Saiyan 4 form, even though I'm not a huge fan of GT. Those of you who know the channel well know that already, but we do like the a bit of monkey. So, the leader skills are obviously very different as well. I think it's, I don't know, I would say almost unarguable. I mean, they both have good teams, right? But the Gods probably have one of the better leader skills. But the point of this video, I kind of got sidetracked by saying what I wasn't going to talk about. We're not going to talk about who's better, the Gods or the Super Saiyan 4s. Because I don't think it's as simple as, even if you think the Gods are better, I don't think that necessarily then means, well, the God banner is better to summon on, right? The point of this video is to look at who else is on the banner and what value the banner has. Not just on the first day, but over the course of the anniversary itself. Because those of you who do know what is going to be happening every step along the way of the anniversary probably have a good idea of what I'm talking about. So we will very briefly go over the two main units, because obviously we have a new Dokkan Fest LR, and then we have the side banner unit for both banners. So obviously the LR Gods, the Gods and the Super Saiyan 4s are very similar, so I'm going to do a very brief overview of them. I'm sure you guys have either seen their details before, or you can go to the wiki or anywhere else to check it out. So obviously these guys were the first 200% leaders on JP, whereas global we do already have 4 200% teams now. But beyond Super Saiyan or Movie Heroes, and the extra 30% goes to Kamehameha, Movie Heroes is a pretty decent category. Obviously it's gotten some more buffs recently on JP, but it's still not looking super hot on global. Obviously we've got, you know, the Resurrection F Blues in the future, and of course any Dragon Ball Super superhero stuff that comes out, so this will get more buffs. But their other category is beyond Super Saiyan, and this category is every single unit that is a Super Saiyan 2, 3, 4, God or Blue. So the category is not only massive, but constantly gets extra buffs. So they raise attack and defense infinitely on both of their super attacks. No other super attack effect, but I mean, that's a pretty great one to have. They have an entrance animation. They guard in the first turn. Then they have a standard amount of attack and defense. They get extra key per type key sphere obtained for the first 7 turns. Then they get a bunch of extra attack and attack and defense, plus an additional 1 key per type key sphere obtained, chance of performing a crit 7% per key sphere obtained, and launch an additional super attack when key is 20 or more, attacks offensive against all types when key is 24. So because they can get so much extra key, it's really, really easy to get all of this stuff. So basically you can get to the 20 key or more, you get a guaranteed additional super, which gives them an additional stack on their attack and defense, and then of course makes it also more likely to trigger the hidden potential if you pull dupes or put additional skill orbs in them. And then attacks effective against all types when key is 24 is obviously great as well for doing a little bit of extra damage. And then turn 4 you can use the active skill to transform into the Super Saiyan Blues. They greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn on their 12 key and massively raise on their 18 key. They also disables enemy action, which was a new mechanic, although Global just got that with the LR Goku and Piccolo. But when these guys came out on JP, this was a brand new mechanic. It basically erases the next enemy attack after the one where the gods attack. So unfortunately, it won't necessarily always be the one that's the super. It's the next direct one after these guys attack, but obviously still very, very useful. So then they get 2 extra key per type key sphere obtained. They get crit chance and chance to dodge, 7% per key sphere obtained. So having some built-in dodge, or sorry, rainbow key sphere. So having some built-in dodge chance is good. Attacks effective against all types when key is 16 or more, which is obviously very good for that extra damage. Launches an additional super attack when key is 20 or more still, and then medium chance to crit, medium chance to dodge, just built in. So the extra crit and dodge chance you get off the rainbow orbs means that in events where you actually can dodge, if you're picking up a bunch of rainbow orbs, they're going to be dodging quite a lot, which is really good. Then we have the STR Broly. So he raises attack and defense of 1 turn on super. He's a movie boss's lead. Attack and defense 180, additional 80 when forming a super. He disables enemy guard with 2 or more key spheres, gets an additional super with 6 key spheres, attacks effective against all types when the enemy is at 80% or less HP, and if you deliver a final blow you get 26% HP at the end of the turn. So having the additional super with 6 or more key spheres is obviously very good because he does the raise attack and defense of 1 turn. 6 orbs is pretty annoying. Disables guard is just whatever, it's just good for if you're fighting an AGL enemy. And then the final blow is a nice thing to have as like an extra, but it's not something you're going to see a huge amount. And then the attack's effective against all types. I mean, you're going to have that pretty much as long as it's not like turn 1, basically. So that's pretty good. He's not on a lot of teams because obviously he's just a base form Broly, but he's overall quite solid. He is significantly worse than the LR Super Saiyan 4's side banner unit though, which is quite interesting. So then we obviously have the Super Saiyan 4's banner with their 2 new units. The LR Super Saiyan 4's, most of their kit pre-transformation, in fact all of it, is exactly the same. So same stats, they get the extra key, the extra attack and defense, additional super at 20 key, effective against all types at 24, raised attack and defense on both supers. Their leader skill is Fused Fighters or GT Heroes. Fused Fighters is all fusions, Patara and the Fusion Dance. That includes the Dragon Ball Fusion characters. It also includes like Super 17 and then GT Heroes as well. And they also have Kamehameha as their extra 30%, which is very good. A lot of very strong units on that category. So yeah, basically the same stuff here until we get to turn 4, and then rather than going Super Saiyan Blue, they fuse into Gogeta. So then they have the same super attack effects, greatly raised for the 12 key, massively raised for the 18 key, and disable the enemy action. Again, most of their passive is the same. Now the only difference is, whereas the gods get a bunch of, they get that built-in chance to dodge and crit, the Gogeta has a medium chance to crit, and then has a high chance to counter super attacks. So obviously dodging is more universal, right? You can dodge any attacks, whereas countering supers is only going to apply to a super attack. So the gods could just dodge a super. But the difference, of course, is not only does Gogeta not take any damage, but he then does a counter attack, which, considering he's an LR with very high stats, especially if this is after you've supered and raised your attack and defense for the turn, his super counter is actually ridiculously powerful. So very, very good. But that's the main difference between the two, the dodge chance and crit chance that the gods get, and then Gogeta has the super countering. But very, very good. His active skill is probably one of my favourite animations in the game, so very excited for him. And then his side banner unit is a Sin Shenron, GT boss's lead, raises attack and defense for 1 turn, does supreme damage, and then he creates rainbow orbs, which then helps out the later part of his passive, where he's getting an additional attack and defense 50% with 2 orbs, then again with 3 orbs, then again with 4 orbs. So if you're getting all of that, you're getting an extra 150%. Then he disables enemies guard with 5 orbs. He has a high chance to crit with 6 orbs. So obviously you could go for a decent amount of additional on him, and then potentially have the opportunity to double super, double crit, which is obviously going to be very good. And then he gets an additional attack and defense 70% when attacking, and a high chance of launching a super attack, additional super, with 7 or more key spheres obtained. So he gets another attack and defensive boost, as well as a high chance of launching another super, which again is going to raise his attack and defense, could potentially crit, and then help to trigger that additional from your hidden potential. So the only downside to this guy is he's crazy good, but he's only on basically the Shadow Dragon Saga team, because Inhuman Deeds doesn't have a proper leader, GT Bosses isn't really a proper team at the moment either, so he's basically good on one team. But on that one team, he is an absolute beast. So in terms of the units themselves, the gods might be slightly better, and Sin might be slightly better than Broly, but as I said at the start, that does not make up for the entirety of the banner. So if we look at the gods banner, we have Full Power Frieza and UI Goku, generally considered by a lot of people to be better than Namek Goku and SSBE Vegeta. Then we have Bootanks, who I think is a great unit. Now obviously most people think STR Vegito is better. But then we have the 5-year LRs, who most people have agreed have aged really badly. And then we have the 3-year anniversary LRs, and then we have the Super Saiyan 2 Goku and Vegeta. So this banner, 6 of the other featured units are also all LRs. So this banner has 7 featured LRs on it, which is pretty crazy. And then when we look at the Super Saiyan 4's banner, this has Namek, Goku, Blue Evolution, Vegeta. It's basically all the counterparts, right? The Vegito. But then instead of the 5-year LRs, we have the 4-year LRs, the Super Saiyan 4s. And then we have Vegito instead of Gogeta. And we have the GT Super Saiyans instead of the Super Saiyan 2s, which arguably, whilst they have aged, are currently much better for the meta than the Super Saiyan 2s. So, in terms of the banner, these first 2 units are probably worse than the Gods banner. Vegito better. And then the big thing comes when we get to these units here. So for those of you who do know, and this is what I was alluding to at the beginning of the video, during the anniversary, we are going to get EZAs for the 3-year LRs, Gogeta and Vegito, and the Super Saiyan 4s. Yeah, this tab should have been over here. There you go. The Gogeta and Vegito and the Super Saiyan 4s. These 4 LRs, all anniversary LRs, get EZAs during the anniversary. So it's the 4 years plus the 3 years. 4 plus 3 equals 7. Pretty cool how they did that, but there you go. These guys are going to get EZAs during the anniversary. So what does that immediately tell you if you think back to what the banners looked like when we showed you them before? This banner, if we exclude the new units, has 6 LRs, 1 of which is going to get an EZA during the anniversary. This banner has 6 LRs, 3 of which are going to get an EZA during the anniversary. So even if you're torn between the main units, because obviously the Gods and the Super Saiyan 4s, they are so close. I've said this before, that regardless of which one you think is the best, like, you have a good argument, right? Like, they're the 2 best units in the game. It doesn't really matter which one you think is better than the other one. So if you don't have a personal preference that you know you want to go for straight away, then looking at the overall value of the banners, this banner, I feel like, has a lot more value. So Namek, Goku, and Full Power Frieza don't have a 200% lead yet. This Vegeta does, especially on Global, and UI will not have one on Global yet. But, you know, SSB even with a 200% lead is not particularly good. STR Vegito still is a very good unit, but the red zone kind of shows up his weakness post-fusion. But the Super Saiyan 4s, unironically, these 2 become 2 of the better units in the game once they EZA. I think, if I remember back to Truth's like LR tier list, they're in like the top 10, right? And these guys are old units, they're featured on the banner, so even if you don't have them already, there's the possibility you're going to pull them when you summon on this banner, and then they get an EZA. And not only that, but Goku is the best link partner for the LR Super Saiyan 4s, because he's on the 200% lead because he has Kamehameha, whereas the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta doesn't. Both the 3-year LRs are on Super Saiyan 4, And they're on Fused Fighters for this one. And I believe, yeah, Gogeta will be on Movie Heroes. But the Vegito, is he going to be on their guy's team? Because he's not on Beyond Super Saiyan, is he? So, because yeah, Vegito's only a Super Saiyan 1. So Vegito won't be on this team. But both the 3-year LRs are going to be under 200% leader skills as well. And then these guys are obviously very good. They're not like top tier anymore. But Goku is at his best on a GT Heroes team anyway, which this one is going to be largely made up of. And is going to be getting the 200% leader because, of course, he has Kamehameha. So, overall, when you look at the banners, whilst these first 2 units for this banner are definitely better, Full Power Frieza and UI Goku, once we get to this point, it becomes very one-sided towards the Super Saiyan 4 banner, especially when you're considering the future value, because at some point, who knows, maybe we'll have to wait until the 8th anniversary, the 5-year LRs will get an Easy A, but it's not during this celebration, whereas these two are both Easy A-ing during this celebration. So overall, this banner has a lot more value in my opinion. So if you're torn between the two and you really don't mind which one you pull out of the Gods and the Super Saiyan 4s, I know most people are going to be summoning on both banners. Ideally, we all want to pull both. But if you don't know where to start and you want to prioritize the one with the most value, then I think that is definitely going to be the Super Saiyan 4s. Now, obviously, Global gets extra tickets that JP doesn't get for every multi that we do, every paid multi, because it doesn't count the free one in the 3+1. Every paid multi, you get 3 tickets, and then you can use 10 tickets to do a multi. So for every rotation of 3+1, you get 9 tickets. They obviously do this on purpose to make you try and summon more to get more free summons, because if you just do singles, you obviously don't get like a GSSR or anything. So tickets are going to add a huge amount to this as well. So I think you should definitely start with the Super Saiyan 4 banner, unless you are obviously dead set that you want the Gods more than the Super Saiyan 4s. So let me know what you guys think down below. Do you agree with my determination here that the Super Saiyan 4 banner is better value overall? I think it is. Even if you don't necessarily disagree, maybe you want to go for the Gods first anyway because you like the unit more, let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.